It's time, and you've tuned into the Franklin County Varsity Sports Report. Now here's your host, Bobby C.
Hi, this is Bobby C. I want to welcome you to the Franklin County Varsity Sports Report. We're so glad that you made it here this week. You know, normally we're sitting here talking with athletes or we're running down sports scores, but we're going to do something a little bit different on the show this week that I think is very important. It's about health and wellness. And boy, I have two ladies here that you want to talk about transformations. We'll talk about their transformations. And you know, they inspired a lot of people. And luckily, I was able to get my act together as well. And we can all sit down here in the next 45 minutes to be able to talk about what changes have been made and what changes that can be made that can make you feel better about yourself and your children's health as well. And I want to thank our sponsors, the Four Leaf Clover Restaurant in Berniston, also by Denny's Pantry, Berniston Road in Greenfield, Albert Hearing Services, 33 Riddell Street in Greenfield, and by Hubie's Tavern and Restaurant on Avenue A in Turners Falls. Let's start a revolution. Well, that was started by two wonderful women that are here with me today, Amanda Ambrose and Laura Burt. Ladies, we've had a lot of fun over the last year getting together and what we've done with Facebook and the word that's been getting out and the people that are changing their lives.
It's amazing. It's amazing. The people we hear daily from people calling us, writing us. Thank you for this group and thank you for changing my life. Now I feel like I can have a future where they're going to have a future again, and it's amazing.
You know, I look at what you two have done and it really amazes me in the fact that you've changed a lot of different things about your life. You've changed the way that you go about your day with exercise and wellness. You changed the way that you guys have got rid of a lot of your old habits. You both and I were talking about the fact that you were smokers and now you're non-smokers. What does it feel like when you're doing your exercise and you're not a smoker anymore?
It's amazing.
I know, I can't even. We say it all the time that it's funny that we used to do activities and then stop and be like, well, now we're going to sit and smoke a cigarette. And it's like, imagine if we did that. We hiked up a mountain. We're like, okay, let's stop for a smoke break now. Like, I can't even fathom smoking a cigarette now. It's been over a year and
everything's different.
It was so hard at first, but it doesn't even cross my mind anymore. It's something.
I can say without a shadow of a doubt that I'll never smoke again.
Yeah.
It's huge. I'm definitely an advocate for not smoking, and I try to encourage everybody, health-wise, you just feel better. Everything about you feels better. Sleeping, eating, activity, everything is better when you're a non-smoker.
Sure.
I'm going to be straight up with my audience. I don't know how many people know this. A lot do, but I don't know if they all do. But I was a 600-pound man. There's a show on TV called The 600-Pound Person.
Yeah.
It's on TV, and it really tells the tale of what it's like to be that big and not be able to do anything, really. I was in that position, and I have to tell you, it was one of the most hardest things I've ever been through in my life. And I looked at Laura, and I know how young Laura is, and when I had a chance to meet her through Amanda, my daughter, and Laura would do some babysitting for my grandson Gabe, and I watched her raise her son. I was heartbroken, to be honest with you guys, about watching this beautiful, wonderful-hearted young lady put herself in a place where she is not going to be here.
Kill myself. You can say it. I was killing myself every day.
I was too. And that's why today we can sit here, all three of us today, and talk about what we did wrong, you know? And I think the biggest thing that we did wrong was that we didn't really care about ourselves and put ourselves first.
Amen.
It's exactly what it is.
You know?
You have to care about yourself. You have to want better. You want to feel better. I know for me, when we decided to do this a year ago, I was having a hard time just going upstairs and stuff, and I realized that I have a young daughter. This is not what I want to do for the years of my daughter's life. I want to be active and healthier, and I want to show her better so she can have a better future. And we just put it out there. It was change everything now, because you're doing everything wrong, and watch what happens. And it has been the best change of our lives. Can say we will never go back.
Oh yeah.
You know, Laura, go, please.
Sorry,
your story. Your story is so beautiful.
A lot of people look at me and they're like, "You run a fitness group?" You know, I get that from people. I'm like, I get it, you know, because I'm not what you would picture if you thought of someone to run a fitness group. And I think that's what makes our group so successful, is that we're real people and like we get it, and we've been there. Like, we're still here, you know, we're still working on ourselves. And like, I started this at 541 pounds, which is not very far from my 600-pound life story. And I was lucky that I still worked a full-time job, and I was still what I thought was active. You know, I was, oh, well, I'm fine. You know, I still do my thing. But what my idea of active and now what my idea of active is much different. And I realized that I was surviving every day, but I wasn't really living. And there were so many things that my weight was holding me back that I still have limitations from, but I like she said, I will never go back to living that life. I can say without a shadow of a doubt that I will never be 541 pounds again, because the life that I have now is worth more than any junk food that sounds good at some time, or like when I think about, you know, I'm tired, I don't want to go for a hike today. It's like, Laura, that one bad decision leads to another bad decision, and it's a spiral, and I will never let myself get back there again.
And to see the changes in our children. To see the changes in our children are almost maybe the most gratifying part of it all, is to see our children say to somebody like, oh, well, you know, we're busy because I think our moms are going to the gym tonight. That's great. I want my kid to say, oh, my mom's at the gym, or we're going to go for a hike tomorrow morning, or, you know,
something I never said as a kid growing up.
Some of the things I never said and did with my mom as a kid, which I want now my daughter to do. And it's amazing to see those changes. And it's only been a year. So people who think you can't change, you can change. It takes persistence and it takes a little while, but you can change it. The kids are gonna wanna do it. They're gonna wanna fall in line.
238 pounds for me, 30 months. All I did was make a couple of adjustments. My biggest problem is I could have lost a lot more, and I'll tell you why. I have full neuropathy on the left side of my leg, and as you know, you guys see me, I limp everywhere I go. I have major nerve damage that's there from diabetes, okay? My diabetes won, and they got the best of me. So I'm stuck with this now for the rest of my life. But the but in there is that you can still be able to change your life with major lifestyle changes, even if you can't do a lot of really vigorous exercise. There's other things you can do. Bands, even if you went and did Nautilus and you can't do the leg work, do the arm work, do the rowing, or there's things you can do, okay? And do it at your own pace, but be consistent.
Modify.
And be consistent.
Be consistent.
And like you said, I think what you guys have done is you guys have been very consistent, right?
Yes.
And I think the consistency is huge. But here's a little secret that I'd like to share with your revolution, and that is that if you ate your biggest meal in the early part of the day, and you literally changed the life of what we used to be grown up as. We were told that we were gonna have a breakfast in the morning. We usually just had a school lunch or whatever that was not very big, right? That was our lunch. But we all went home, and what we do? We pigged out as a family, right? The big meal, right?
Right.
If you took and did the opposite and put that big meal at like late morning, and then you ate the sandwich or the light part of it in the evening, you'll be amazed on how well you sleep better. You'll be amazed on how well you feel better, and you're really giving yourself an opportunity to burn off all that you did earlier in the day, to be able to help you in a process that you could be able to honestly lose weight. You really can.
Absolutely.
And I tell people, there's a word that women do not like, and I don't know why. What is it with women? They love chocolate, but they don't like water. Women in water is like, wow. I've gotten more women to start hearing that they're liking water more, but it seems like they always have to put something in it. Then do the lemon thing, man. If you got to do lemon water, make it taste like a lemonade without sugar. You know?
I don't put anything in my water.
Okay.
And we only drink water.
Okay.
From people who went from
coffee.
Coffee too. I drink coffee too. Yeah.
A coffee here and there, but literally nothing else besides water.
Yeah.
And that's something we're big on. A lot lot of people drink a lot of their calories and drink a lot of their bad sugars, and
they don't consider it. They don't even.
They don't count it in their problems. And drinks is a huge problem for people, and they drink really bad things. We used to drink 2 liters of soda all the time. It was not an issue for us to throw back a 2 liter of soda and think, hey, we're, you know.
My wife says to me, she says, I can't believe it. You haven't had a sugary drink or a soda in a long, long time. And you know why? I don't want it.
Yeah.
And you know what? I don't miss it.
Yeah,
I'm being honest, I don't miss it.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, if I probably swigged on a root beer right now, I'd probably have sugar shock right now.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
it's that much sugar.
I know.
You know, someone said to me one day, they said, do you know how much sugar's in a 20-ounce bottle of soda? And I said, yeah, I do. They said, you know? I said, yeah. I said, I would have never known this 4 years ago, but I know it today. There's 16 teaspoons of sugar in a 20-ounce bottle of soda.
That's crazy.
So if you're a person who has 2 20-ounce sodas a day, you just took 32 teaspoons of sugar that you could just go home and take 32 of those and put it in a bowl
and see how much it is.
That's what you got just off of those 2 sodas that you drank that you chugged right down.
And we used to drink 2 liters like it was nothing.
I was going to say 2 20 ounces.
And also you go out to like a picnic or something. I can remember chugging back a couple of those 20 ounces like it was nothing.
That's my point. Yeah.
I drank thousands of calories a day in Coca-Cola.
And that's what was big is we tell people that is you've got to watch your drinking because that's big.
It is.
To go back to what you said about you know, how people get overwhelmed with all, you know, trying to make changes, and a huge thing is people don't realize that like 75% of losing weight is what you eat, and people don't give it enough credit. We're very active and we try to promote health and activity because that's obviously a huge part of it too, to go along with all the other health things. But to come to losing weight, it's a
nutrition.
You want to take in less calories than take in less calories than you're putting out. It's a pretty simple math, you know. So we track our food, we track what we eat, and it tells us how many calories we've in, and we make sure that we have burned more than that many calories. And it's a pretty simple science, you know, when you break it down. Like it's pretty. And obviously, you need to make good choices within that.
And it's the same with somebody, anybody. So if you can't do somebody with a whole bunch of physical activity and your physical activity is limited, it's the same with you. You want to take in less calories than you're burning, regardless.
And people don't realize just existing burns calories. So you know, just being a person,
absolutely,
doing everything, it burns calories. You don't have to climb mountains every day to make these huge calorie limits. To, you know, like it's not about that. It's about, you know, like if you know, like I said, when I was at my peak, being 550 pounds, I think it said I burn 2,800 calories a day just existing as a person. That's a lot of calories. And of course I was 541 pounds, so a normal sized person would be less. But I was eating 5,000 calories a day, 8,000 calories, whatever, any given day. But it didn't take a lot of changes. Well, I shouldn't say that. There's a lot of changes, but it hasn't been that difficult to get under that calorie mark. Even if I didn't do any activity, I would still burn, you know, I would still be okay. And then all the added activity on top of it is what's made it possible to lose more weight. But people get so overwhelmed that I can't do this and I can't do that. But there's so many things that you can do, and that's what you need to focus on.
We stress that. We always stress with people when we come across new members or something and someone says to us, I can't do this, I can't do that, or I don't like this kind of food, or I don't. Let's not focus on what you can't do. Let's focus on what you can do, because there is something you can do.
Absolutely, there really is. And the other thing too is if people really sat down and planned their day in a better way, they could do much better in many ways of their health.
Oh, yeah.
And it's funny because I had to give up my full-time job at WHAI because of my health, okay? There were changes that were made, and I wasn't happy with some of the changes that were made, but I had to make a decision on whether I was going to continue to stay on the job I was at or I was going to leave. And I decided that I was going to leave. And I did. And I got to tell you, it was probably the best thing I ever did. I know that I love radio, but I finally realized that I love myself more than I love radio, and that I was able to make some changes. And now my kids and my grandson and my granddaughter and my family and my whole family, including my mom especially, and they really understand that I changed my life. You guys had a chance to meet somebody in my family who has been dear to my heart and is my best friend, and you probably said to yourselves, why didn't Bobby listen to this guy? My brother Todd he has a master's degree in health and wellness. And he is health and wellness. He's very handsome. He's in great shape. He is very particular about how he goes about his day. Why didn't older brother Bobby want to listen to his younger brother to make changes? Well, you know what? When you make that decision, that's when it usually happens. You can have everybody lead you to that water, but if you don't like water, you're not going to drink it.
Exactly.
And I got to be honest with you, my brother led me many times to wellness and health. I didn't do it because you know why? I cared about working. I wanted to work. I wanted to DJ. I wanted to got to do this. I got to do that. I got to do this. I got to be involved in this organization. I got to be involved in that. Finally, I just said, I can't do it all anymore. I can't do this. Now, my biggest cheerleader is my brother, and you two had a chance to have an interview with him.
Yeah, we did. It was great.
And he really knows his stuff, doesn't he?
Oh, he
Sure
does.
does.
He does. We had a great conversation with him, and he's hoping to start a platform for the same thing we're all trying to do, is just get the community healthy and get people healthy and active, and everybody do it together. And there's always somebody to lean on, and we can do it. And
I think what's great about our group is that what you were saying is you can be led to water, you know, so many times. We have so many people in our group that don't post and they don't comment on things, but they'll message us and say, you know, I have found so much inspiration from this group and seeing all the positivity, and it's like, it's a nice way of leading people to water without forcing it on them, but they see it so much, and you're seeing these recipes and you're seeing all these people feel so good about themselves that you're like, I want to do that. I want to feel good. And people come out of the woodwork that are like, I've seen these posts go by and I was just too nervous or too anxious, but I decided to get out there and hike with you. And it's like, and then all of a sudden they're doing it 3, 4, 5 times a week and changing their life. And it was from that one joining this group and just seeing these posts that could make these big changes. And people come to us, like you said, you know, you guys have done this great thing and it's so incredible. And not to say that the group isn't incredible, but we had no intentions of this being as big and amazing as it was. We had no idea that it was even possible to have the group at what it is. So I can't take credit for the group being as great as it is. It's every single member and what they bring to the group. Every single member
that makes it great.
It really is, and it's incredible the support that people get from it. And I'm every day I'm absolutely blown away and just humbled by the group and by what it's doing for people's lives. It's truly incredible.
But you know what? If you were 120 pounds and you were a fitness guru and you started Let's Start a Revolution, I don't think you'd get as many people to be inspired. But a person who weighs 541 pounds decides to start this program with her friend, her best friend, and both of you are overweight and you both started something and you made an impact in people's lives. That's how you grow.
As I said, we're real.
I'm not,
we're human.
that's my point. I'm not trying to diss those 120 pound people. I honestly commend them for being able to be as healthy as they are and do what they did. But let's be realistic. There's a lot of overweight people, male, female, children than ever before.
Oh yeah.
And we need to stop the bleeding.
Absolutely.
Okay? And
Definitely.
we need to stop the bleeding. And you ladies have done something here in this area that has been incredible. Now, what's nice about where you started this is on Facebook, is that Facebook is worldwide. So, you know, your friend who lives in Oklahoma can be able to do this revolution with you guys.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
We've had people from other places. There's actually people in Florida that have our shirts. There's people in Vermont that have our shirts that follow the group, and it's amazing. And obviously, we do more here in the community, our local community, and we try to reach out here. But we're here for anybody, everybody. This is a thing that everybody needs to work on. There's not a person in any state that doesn't.
Yeah, absolutely. It's our dream to hopefully one day be everywhere, and we joke about it and say, you know, man, one day I hope we can afford to just fly to California and do a hike there and get people together and go here, and it would be amazing. But already in the year time that we've done it, we do hikes. Yesterday we were in Holyoke doing a hike and got some people together down there. We've been on some shows that have gotten our name out to some more communities. So we're really starting to pick up in a lot of places outside of here. And I think with a short amount of time, you're going to hear about us in a lot of places in Western Mass. And I really truly believe that Let's Start a Revolution again. It was an idea, and it sounded great, but it's incredible to think about where we were a year ago and where we are now. And
we have 1,500 members.
We're just about.
Just at 1,500. We're, yep, just under there. Yeah.
Isn't that sweet?
It's incredible.
It really is. You know, you think about this. You touched 1,500 people's lives.
That's crazy.
Do you know, that's a lot of people.
It is a lot of people.
And it's people of all walks of life.
And then to make it
Everybody
even cooler,
that's on there is got a different story, right? Could you imagine if we had to do a special show for a year and we interviewed 1,500 people with a different story? How exciting would it be to be able to follow that particular programming? Do you know what I mean?
That would be.
That would be pretty cool, right?
That would be really cool.
Because you saw a journey that was done by different people.
Yeah.
Mine's different than yours, Amanda. Mine's different than yours. Even though we were close in weight-wise, but you don't, here's the best part about you. You did it young. I didn't, Laura. Laura, I'm 52 years old. I waited until I already had health issues. I didn't make it, okay, on this particular part. I went too far. I didn't get it done.
Yeah.
There was an old saying that said, you need to get your health together before you're 50. Well, I waited until 8 months before my 50th birthday to try to make decisions that I needed to make. Luckily, today, I can be able to walk and be able to do the things I do that I couldn't do before. I used to walk to the post box and grab stuff, and I would be winded.
Oh, yeah.
I was winded. I used to play men's softball. I used to be very active in sports, and then all of a sudden I just started to build a relationship with being a workaholic. And I tell people this all the time. Stress will do a damage to your body.
100%.
I don't care if you're an exerciser who runs and whatever, stress will still get you.
Well, that's a real thing. Your body, when you're stressed out, your body does a natural reaction of like panic mode and like survival mode. So it holds on to calories, it holds on to everything because it thinks, you know, what if we don't eat again? It's panic. It's just a natural reaction. So everything you're eating is now sticking right to you. So it's a physical response to stress. It's not just like, oh, stress and then you stress eat or you stress. Like there's a bigger picture. It's actually a physical response to stress that you have that will hold on to those calories. So no matter how much exercise you do or whatever you're doing, you're not burning and letting go of it because of the stress that you're under. So that's
why
a big.
We push that too in our group is health,
mental
health and fitness.
Yeah.
It's mental health too. It goes the whole package with no smoking, eating good, activity, mental health, meditation, and thinking. You know, being happy overall.
Yep.
It plays a part with the whole factor. It's a whole health and fitness living, and it really works. It makes a change.
Have confidence in yourself. I think that's the key.
Huge.
I think that when you have confidence in yourself and your abilities, even if it's something small, at least it's something that's encouraging. I think our biggest problem with society today is that we try to think that we can be this person. Let's just be our own people. Let's just be our own person.
Absolutely.
And let's get our own positive energy out to other people. And I think that the revolution does that. When you go online on Facebook and you go in and you see all these cool posts, it's very, very inspiring. It really is. Definitely. You have a very inspiring group of people that are on Facebook. So for anyone who's living a negative life and things are really bad, go on to the Let's Start a Revolution and check out that group page. Just go through it and maybe scroll down for about a half an hour and see these different people that post stuff. You're gonna have a different attitude about how you feel about you and say, wow, look at what these people went through and look what they're doing. They're making changes.
And you'll see posts of people saying, I suffer from depression, I suffer from bad anxiety, and I haven't left my house in a week, and I'm feeling really down. Like, is there anybody that's gonna hike soon? Because I really need to get out. And everyone will jump on, what can we do? We're here, message us, let's hike, we'll get out there tomorrow. And it's like,
and some people will
overwhelming. It's like
that they feel nowhere else in their life.
Yeah.
That they can say these things to, but in this group.
That's true.
That's huge.
Incredible.
If you can come to this group and we can make you feel that comfortable and we can help you change your life in the positive, then that's what we're here for.
Yep.
That's what we're gonna do.
I guess being Bobby C, I've been lucky to have people like me and care about me. So I've been fortunate enough to be able to get away with being as big as I was, where people didn't really judge me locally. But I have to tell you, when we go on vacation, people stare you down when you're overweight. They really judge you. How's that? I've been fortunate because of where I'm at in the community that we're in to be okay. But I'll tell you what,
I have not.
It's
really.
I have not always been lucky when it comes to that.
It's very hurtful though, and it can really do damage to your whole self-esteem. Just when you think that you might have got yourself to where you might be able to get the ball rolling, and people do what they do, they can bring you right down.
We have a group member who reached out after our Mass Appeal show, and she sent me a message and said, you know, after seeing you and seeing that, you know, like you said, seeing that you're a big person and that you understand where I've been through, you know, I said, you know, she said, I'd really like to walk with you guys. So we went out to Athol and we met her, and it was incredible. She's wonderful, and we love her. We try to get down there as much as we can, but she told us that she was out walking and trying to change her life, and she had so many people driving by hollering nasty things at her that she just stopped doing it. And then she'd gotten to her house and she just started eating, and then it's a nasty you know, a black hole that you fall into. And it amazes me that here's someone out there trying to better their life, and then you've got someone that's going to discourage them. But people are nasty and people say things, and I'm also lucky. I'm definitely not Bobby C by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm pretty well known, and I've been pretty lucky to not get as much as some people do. But I hear nasty comments all the time. She gets really mad and always gets super defensive, and I'm always like, it's fine. You know,
I get defensive when they say things to other people, not to myself.
Yeah, it's true. Well, no, I should have said that. She gets defensive when they say things about me.
My kids didn't realize that I'm a pretty tough dude. I've been a very active person my whole life, so I may not look, I look fat, so they think he's a wimp. Well, I'm not a wimp, okay? My problem is that when I get mad, I lose control. Mm-hmm. So for me to react to people's doing that is just me gonna get angry. So it doesn't help the situation. Do you know what I mean? So I just decided it was time to be a bigger person, you know, and not be like those people, and to understand that it is a hard program to be able to stay with consistently, and that's the word right there, is consistency. Consistent. And if people do it consistently, then they're going to be successful.
Absolutely.
I never thought in a million years that I could be in the situation I'm in right now. My A1C for my diabetes was at a 13.1, which is really bad. That's really bad. Laura is a phlebotomist, and so she knows about what it's dealing with blood. And when you know that there's a diabetic out there at a 13.1, you know that they're in a lot of trouble, okay? I'm down to a 6.4 now. Wow. That's a big difference.
That's
okay?
huge.
That's a huge difference.
Congratulations.
Okay? Thank you. But I also was an 8XL shirt. When Laura said to me, I'd like to get you a shirt, I said, Laura, I don't know if you're going to be able to get me a shirt. She goes, well, I'll do what I can. She got me a 5X. And I couldn't believe it when I got in that shirt. I was pumped, man. You wouldn't believe it was. I was like a little kid.
Heck yeah!
And I just won an award for the first time in my life or something, because I'm like, oh my god, this thing's really good. I'm like, and I got excited, and then I said to myself, it's because of the good people that are all working together as a group to make their lives better. And I'm going to steer this whole thing into a very important subject right now: children. Let's get into this. This is going to probably be the hardest segment for all three of us.
Try not to cry.
Because I'm going to tell you why, guys. It was the hardest for me. Yeah. Okay. And I probably am going to cry only because what my grandson said to me 2.5 years ago really got me started. Gabriel says to me, you know, Papa, you're pretty selfish because you don't take care of yourself, and you're not going to be here if you don't take care of yourself. Can you imagine a kid 9.5 years old knowing more about you than you knew about yourself?
Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy, okay? But now, him and I, we are excited that I'm able to do a lot more than I used to do.
Absolutely.
And he is excited that I've gotten a new transformation. I want to talk, Laura, about your son first before I get into Amanda's daughter. Let's get right into it. Johnny.
Yeah.
Johnny, very big boy.
I was going to say, I've been overweight his entire life, and I didn't think much of it. You know, he was just like me, my little mini-me, and we did everything together, which meant that he went to fast food 3, 4, 5 times a day with me because I was eating it, and so was he. And that meant that we weren't going on hikes, and we weren't doing any physical activity. We did not much of anything. I think back to it now, and It's hard, like I said, I'm not going to cry. It's hard not to get to a place that you know, because we focus a lot on telling people, you know, don't get down, don't get depressed. So I try to look at it as like, wow, look at where I've come in the last, you know, year. It's incredible.
Absolutely.
But the growth in John has been amazing. He's always been the big kid, the slowest runner. You know, he's always been the kid that, you know, needed the adult t-shirt or something, you know, and I didn't think much of it because that was how I lived. So that was my norm. So it seemed normal for him to do that. And then I started to change my life and my things and that I was doing. And it was hard at first. John, where's the fast food? Where's the French fries? Where, of course it was hard because we went all the time.
I remember him asking, we're never going to eat McDonald's again? No.
Never. Yeah, exactly. And it was really hard, but now I can't remember the last time he even asked or brought it up. Like months. I can't remember the last time he said to me, let's go to McDonald's, because he knows better. He knows we're not going there. But the changes in him, like she said, it's amazing to have him say, oh, you know, Mom, we're going on a hike today, or, you know, oh, are you going off to, you know, an exercise class? And it's like a year ago, that would have never even crossed his mind. He would have, you know, are you going to McDonald's anytime soon? That's would have been his question. And that's a real thing. And this year, actually, we just had the dance recital. He does dance class.
Yes, he does.
Last year, the dance instructor bought him the largest size that comes in youth, and it was too small for him, and I had to tell her, so she had to go out and get him an adult size costume for the dance thing. And this year, she said, you know, he measured him, he's all set, and she sent the stuff, and here comes his dance package, and it's in the largest size youth. And I said, here we go again. And I put the outfit on him, and it fit like a glove. And I said, talk about tears and more. I said, yep. Oh my God, there it is. That was the first time I see it in him, but that was the first like physical solid thing. And it was
but
like,
he's not in men's clothing anymore. He's in youth clothing where he should be.
Because I should say he's going to be 9 in a month. So it's not like he's 15 here. He's an 8-year-old, almost 9. And now instead of wearing men's clothes, he's back to wearing a youth size clothes like he should be. And that's like, that means more. I could lose 1,000,000 pounds, but that means more than anything to me. The fact that he doesn't have to watch me slowly die like I watched my dad. My dad was a diabetic. My mom had passed away from cancer when I was young, and my dad was a diabetic who didn't take care of himself. And I think it comes back to that he took care of everybody else, and he took care of his family, and he took care of people around him. And I don't hold it against him, but I have to question, like, why didn't an adult step in and intervene for me? I needed an adult to step in and say, like, we can't let her get any bigger. We have to do something. And that's a hard conversation to have. And it's something that is very hard with me and John, that I see him eating habits that he does that I'm like, oh my God, I wonder where he got it from. Oh yeah, from me. And I have to say, no, I can't let you finish that bag of chips, or no, I can't let you have, you know, an extra snack, John, you can't. And when he gets frustrated, I'm very honest. I say, John, look at how hard I'm working trying to lose weight. I want to lose weight so that I can go on a roller coaster with you one day, John, or I'm losing weight because I want to sit on an airplane and take a trip with you, and I can't do that right now. And it's really difficult. I don't ever want you to have to do that. And he's starting to really understand. Like at first it was like, oh, we're just changing, no fast food. Now I'm really being real with him. I don't want you to ever have to be 500 pounds and trying to go through what I'm going through right now. And when we climbed up Sachem's Head with both the kids, it was incredible that here we are up there at the top of this thing. Never in a million years would we
never did that with our parents. But we're doing that with our kids.
We're doing it with our kids, and that's incredible.
And your son has made a huge transformation in his life.
Sure has.
And I'm going to tell you right now, I was worried like you would not believe about that boy. And, you know, because as you know, Gabriel goes to Sheffield. That's where Johnny goes to.
Yep.
And we see each other quite a bit, honestly.
Do.
And I will tell you, I'm so proud of him.
Me too.
But I'm proud of him because of you. He had to change because of the leader that he needed. You just said that. They needed someone to intervene. Well, guess what? You did that without having to have someone else intervene. You are fixing yourself, but you're also in the process fixing your son too. So it's a win-win for the family, honey.
Sure
it's a win-win for the family.
It sure is.
It was hard for us. Obviously our kids, we want different lives for our kids than we grew up, but it was hard. You know, she said she didn't get a chance to talk to her father about it, but I did get a chance. My mother died in October from diabetes and health reasons, from being overweight and not taking care. And I did get to tell her before she died that I wish things had been different me growing up. And she knew I was right, and she died because of all this. And I don't want to do that to my daughter.
No,
I don't want to
do
that to my daughter.
Let's talk about your daughter. You brought up a cool story about the fact that your daughter's like, so there's no candy.
Yeah, we went.
So what was it like for her transformation of the lifestyle changes that you had to make that all of a sudden were like, oh my God, I'm not having those anymore?
It was a big transformation too. She got used to eating the snacks, and she's only 6, and she doesn't have quite as many problems yet, thank God. But it could be a slippery slope into those problems. So we've changed the snacks. Now we eat healthy, we eat organic and fresh, and there's no more candy and pastries bought in our house. And it was a huge change at first, from someone who they could grab a Twinkie or grab something quick at any given time they wanted it, to now there's a schedule. There's no snacks anytime you want it. There's only healthy options. Oh, what did you eat today? Oh, did you drink enough water today? All these things have played, and it's been a change. And over the past year, and now it's like they know better. The kids they sink right into it. They know we're active. They know we're going to do things. They know they have to eat healthy. They have to drink a certain amount of water, and we don't eat fast food.
The other day, she had a headache. She's like, oh, my head hurts. And Jocelyn comes running with a bottle of water and says, Mom, drink some water. It makes us healthy. And it was like, that is just so cool. That is so cool.
A year ago, she would have been probably.
We should probably get McDonald's. That would probably help us right now.
Now they know water is healthy. And
so
they know we're growing a garden. Their first hand out there. We're first garden we've ever grown in my life. We're out there. They're seeing all this fresh stuff being grown that we get to pick and we get to put on the table and eat. It's just those simple things and changes that our kids are seeing that we never saw growing up, that our kids are seeing.
I'm going to bring up an example of something that I bet you Laura, of all people, is going to say, you're right, Bobby.
Oh boy.
Have you ever thought about, since you guys are the founder of a program like this, that if you go into a place and you do want to have a little cheat snack, that someone like the police are looking around, let's start a revolution, police,
this
as we call
every
it.
day of my life.
Are you serious?
All the time.
You're like, is this? Are these one of the 1,500?
It's literally it's all the time. I'll go into a store and I'll be like, oh, Amanda, that chocolate looks so good. I bet you there's someone right now watching that chocolate stand. Is she gonna do it? Is she gonna eat the chocolate? Like, oh, fine. I guess I won't.
Picture should be on the front page of the reporter.
I'll be on the
group. Chocolate bar.
Oh, we saw Laura take Cumbies with her Hershey's bar. Like, awesome. So yeah, it's definitely it helps. It's good motivation.
Gosh,
it
I'm
definitely keeps you going.
It does. It really does.
We do. It's one of my favorite things about our group is that we, as you know, do challenges in the group to inspire healthy eating, healthy exercise. You give sponsored challenge prizes, which we appreciate so much. And
love to sponsor.
We're very fortunate. A lot of people in the community have reached out and helped, and we are always accepting, help from people for our prizes. But it's so much fun. And when the months come around, there's the challenges. We do month-long ones, and then every other month we do 2 short challenges for people. And we don't participate because obviously that wouldn't be fair, but the motivation that we get from all the posts and the messages is just incredible.
Keeps us going.
Yeah.
If they're tracking food, then we're tracking food.
Right.
If they're going to do that extra mile, then we're doing that extra mile. Even though we're not winning in the challenges and they are trying to win, we want to do what they're doing. We want to match it anyways. Right. So it completely it holds us accountable to do it too. And it's a win-win situation. Wins for everybody. Everybody gets to do it together.
Yeah.
You know what would be really cool is if everybody went on there with their honest at the end of a month. I think weighing yourself every month or every 3 months is really good. I think the weekly thing is just uncalled for. I personally feel that way. That's just me. I think that you need to judge by your clothing. I believe that clothes don't lie. They didn't lie on Johnny, did they?
Yeah,
that was my point, hon, right there, okay? You knew what he was wearing.
Exactly.
And you knew what he couldn't wear, right? But when there was time for the recital for this year, last year's attire came back out and he went in it. So you know that those clothes did not lie, okay? People need to realize that muscle is a good thing.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And fat is not. Yeah. Okay, so there's different ways of judging. I know people say, well, muscle and fat weigh the same. Well, because it is what it is. If you weigh on the scale, it is what you weigh is what you weigh. No, you know what it is? It's your body index that matters, okay? And if you're building a lot more strength in your body and you're doing a lot better things, healthier for your body is reacting the way your body's supposed to. Absolutely. And it will make those changes, okay? It's whether you want to continue to do those or not. So to me, I admit, I don't have as much strength because of the fact that I have the nerve damage. But I also know that there's certain things I can build. I can build my upper body strength. My upper body strength is much better than my legs now because of what happened with my legs. But that doesn't mean that we're still not strong, okay?
Yeah.
And that we're still not sturdy.
Oh, yeah.
So I tell people that when you weigh yourself every day or every week, you're not doing yourself a favor. You're doing yourself an injustice.
Absolutely.
Do it every month or every 3 months even. I like doing the every 3 months because I see my doc every 3 months. I see my doc every 3 months. But when my watch keeps flowing like this as it's flopping around and my rings keep falling off and my wife says,
because people get frustrated when they do it. I know some people who do it every day. And there's water weight, there's always going to be a couple pound fluctuation, always.
Right. Absolutely.
So when you're weighing yourself one day and you're like, yay, I lost 3 pounds, and then the next day you're weighing yourself again, oh, I gained 5 pounds. It's discouraging. You can't go by that.
Go by your 3 month. It's a
lifestyle thing. It's not. We're not on a fat diet where we're going to 2 years from now. Oh, good, I lost my weight, and now I'm going to do.
Right.
No.
Think about the lifestyle changes that you've made in your life, and think about that as your health right there and your wellness. Now, I'm going to preach one thing before I let you guys go because you have 2 minutes before I have to let you go.
Excellent.
Okay. Here's the deal. We need to let people know that they need to take care of themselves and remember that they're the table setter for the example of their children. And on the Franklin County Varsity Sports Report, we have a lot of athletes that are on our show. Their parents aren't the athletes. Their parents are the ones that are supporting them, that are sitting on the bench watching them, sitting in the bleachers.
My son was a football
and then at the
player.
end of the game or the end of the practice, there was no time, so you went to McDonald's or you went and grabbed food that you probably shouldn't really be eating. So you set the table for your family and your children. So what you need to do, folks, is you need to take it on a serious note and check out Let's Start a Revolution. It's on Facebook. You will get the information. These two ladies would be glad to reach out to you.
Message us.
Glad to help you.
You got Amanda Ambrose and you have Laura Burt. They are the founders. They've done so much for the community. We're going to bring you guys back. I'm going to get you guys back.
We obviously need another session.
We do, because I'm going to tell you why I need another session. You have a very special event that's coming up in August, and I want to do another show
for
with you.
families, for children.
Yep.
Yes.
I want to promote this, and not only do I want to promote this on this particular show, but I think we should do maybe a Facebook Live too.
Oh, that'd
and
be
maybe
cool.
we can do a Facebook Live where we can be able to promote what really needs to happen. Okay?
That'd be awesome.
Yes.
I want to thank you both for being here.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much
You
for
guys
having us.
have made a huge impact on a lot of people in our community, and I will tell you that I am personally so proud of both of you. You're
Thank
wonderful
you.
women, and I'm glad that we've got to know each other over the years.
Definitely.
And I got to tell you, you two have really got some vibrancy to yourselves now.
Thank you so
and
much.
it's because of the work that you both have done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much, Bobby.
You're welcome. Hey, Philippe, we're gonna just let them go on their way, and I'll just finish up. Is that cool?
Anything you want, Bob.
Well, you don't want to just have a 40. Hey, yeah.
Oh,
yes.
thank you so much.
Yeah.
Especially for someone like me, because I share your interest in always taking care of my health.
Yes, you do.
57 years old, I have no choice.
Check out our group. You'll love our group. Please.
He would love you.
Seriously.
You know, Philippe's a drummer.
Really?
Philippe's a drummer.
I play drums. I spend the weekends hiking.
So
up
this
the
guy
mountain.
loves to hike. Have you ever seen those? Have you ever seen those teepees that are all over up where do you go?
Yes, Highland Pond area.
Yeah, that's Philippe makes those.
Stop it. I have pictures next to that. Nice. That's awesome.
All right, go get your kids.
Yes.
All right, buddy, we're going to finish up and we're going to talk about the ladies and wrap it up.
Yep.
Okay, bud? And then might have to just do a quick little edit, but we'll only take a couple minutes.
Not a problem. I liked your post. What was that about a revolution you were talking about?
That's them.
Yeah.
That's their group, man.
About people kids being obese.
Yeah, it's bad.
So
It's bad, buddy.
I really
All
wish
right.
I had more. We're going to be fixing these lights this summer.
Philippe,
They're in bad shape.
look how much weight I've lost since our first gathering, dude.
It's like, I mean, we used to have to like,
I know. Isn't it amazing, bud?
okay, this is your.
This is the talking, and then this will be our wrap up.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just do 10 minutes, Philippe.
Yeah.
Okay?
Because we're at like 42 minutes, so that's all
Okay. Okay, good.
Keep going.
I just want to say it was so nice to be able to have Amanda Ambrose and Laura Burt Let's Start a Revolution has really been something special. I know that it's been very inspiring for me on Facebook. You know, parents, the real thing that we have to really get right down to is the fact that we are the people that our children look up to, and we are the ones who go to the grocery store. We are the ones who make those choices to buy, to bring to the table. We are the ones who cook the meals that our children eat. We are the people that they see the example from. So if we don't make changes, our children are going to continue to make bad decisions. I just want everyone to know that we're not here today to preach. We're not here today to down anybody who has done this, because who am I to preach to anybody about bad habits? Because I had them all. I just never smoked. I was never a smoker. I let the stress get to me. I let the weight definitely get to me. It definitely didn't help my health. But I look at me as an athlete at one time, at an overweight. I was an overweight athlete, but I was good athletically. I just can't believe how much better I really could have been if I was healthier. If I was healthier, I could have been an amazing athlete maybe. But today, I'm 52 years old. I run a show about these children that we have on the Franklin County Varsity Sports Report each and every week. I try to build awareness and self-discipline to these kids to let them know that they need to go out, be good sports, they need to do the right thing in their communities, and they need to represent their school the right way and to go out and do their best. That's all this show is really about. And to honor them with some of the stats that we are able to share each and every week. The interviews that we get to do with some of these athletes. Today we went a little off course, didn't we? We talked about a group of adults who are trying to make a difference in their children's lives and the adults that they're friends with, and now new friends that they've built. Let's Start a Revolution started off by two women who had major health issues and were overweight. Today, they have a group of 1,500 people of helping each other, and the positivity and the vibrance that you get when you go to their Facebook page is just amazing. Laura Burt and Amanda Ambrose have made a huge difference in our community. You can go on hikes with them right here in Greenfield. They do hikes all the time, right here in Franklin County. So you can get in touch with these two women. All you have to do is go to Let's Start a Revolution. The group is there on Facebook. Introduce yourself to them. Laura Ambrose and Laura Burt have made huge transformations in their own lives, but they've also touched many. Look what they've done to their own two children. Amanda's daughter, doing so well. Johnny, Laura's son, who was very overweight and had major health issues that were coming his way if things weren't changed. Now the changes are being made in that boy's life, and he is going to end up being a very happy and a very successful young man. It's all because the parents made the changes. So as we wrap up our show this week, I call it more of an emotional show for me, in the fact that I was the 600-pound man. So when you were watching TLC, that could have been Bobby C. that was sitting in that bed, not moving, or being able to do what needed to be done. Yes, I'm a different person now, but I still have nerve damage. I still limp when I walk. But I'll tell you what, I can do a lot more than I would if I was 600 pounds and had every health issue going wrong in my life. And I probably might not even be here to do this show with you here today. I want to thank my guests, Amanda Ambrose and Laura Burt, for being here. And we will do another show about a special wellness fair. It's a full weekend that they're going to do on wellness and health during the month of August. We'll get them back and we will talk about that special event right here on this show. I want to thank our sponsors, the Four Leaf Clover Restaurant in Berniston, Lisa Albert of Albert Hearing Services, 33 Riddell Street in Greenfield. Also by Hubie's Tavern and Restaurant, located on Avenue A in Turner's Falls, and by Denny's Pantry on Berniston Road in Greenfield. For my special producer, Philippe Simone, and all of us here at GCTV, do yourself a favor. Stay healthy. Health is wealth.
Now, where did I put that ball?